What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. And for the first time in a very, very, very long time, we don't really have anything to talk about. I don't have a bunch of tabs pulled up about all the different updates for this box office or this story or this movie trailer or this controversy or this actor saying something stupid. It's just me. It's just me. Because this day, I feel like it creeps up on me every single year. Or like July comes, I'm like, and then like we start talking about San Diego Comic-Con because it's always, end of July-ish, a week or two before the end of July. And then we start telling the story about the first time I met Jeremy and Gary and how I started my channel. Like, when actually did I start my channel? August 1st. August 1st. The day that RK Outpost came into existence. What a stupid name for a channel, by the way. A retarded name for the channel. But I came up with it like that. I looked up I looked up some what is it? Royalty-free music to get an intro going for myself, and we landed on this, and it has not changed in 7 years. The only thing that did change was the logo. I think about 2 years in, we made a slight logo change where we basically kept the logo. The Outpost used to be down on the bottom. Actually, can I find it? Do I still have it somewhere here? This is what it used to be. Used to be like that. So we took the outline of me out of there. And when I say we, I just mean me. But I had somebody do it for me. But not like I've got an old team here at RK Outpost. It is still the same, and it's still just me. But yeah, that's what it used to be. We put the Outpost up there, cleaned it up a little bit, and I don't see me ever changing. I don't see me ever changing. And I can't believe that I've been doing this 7 years. At the same token, it seems like 10. It's very strange. YouTube is a very strange place. I see so many freaking super chats. I see so many freaking super chats already, which means that I have a lot of shots to take. I have a lot of shots to take. A disturbing amount of shots that need to be taken. A disturbing amount. Now, we do have the rest of this bourbon. I have some other bourbon, but this was given to me as a gift by someone who went on the Japan trip. And I don't know if I want to just chug this because it is their small batch. So I don't think I want to use this to chug. I'm still waiting for a good time to pop this open to sip. You know what I mean? I did, however. This cup is full of about that much with ice, right? With like that much ice in there. About that much Bacardi white rum and about that much of Dr. Pepper Zero because it was the only brown cola I had in my fridge. Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero, actually. So we might work these two in a little bit because I might die. But I do owe you guys some shots right away. Right away. Let's say hi to the people in the chat, and then we'll start drinking. Gross. I mean, It wasn't what I was planning. I was like, I gotta have some other whiskey down here somewhere, don't I? I have peanut butter whiskey. I have this nice small batch. Um, Not something that I'm gonna like try to waste. You know what I mean? Not something I'm gonna try to waste. We'll put it that way. Bacardi would die, bro. Uh, it was that or like vodka and Mountain Dew. I could do that. That's actually a favorite of mine. I drink that all the time. So, all right. Let's dude's got a great YouTube channel, Bacardi White. You guys saw I've basically drank through my cabinet. The reason I have Bacardi there is for like mixers for the most part. We're just kind of running out. I haven't updated my my little bar very recently. All right. All right. Let's get it started. The first one I saw at 406, Buford T. Justice for 20 gifted memberships and $100 fucking dollars. One of the things that's always cool for these anniversary streams is to like reflect back and see some of the names in chat who have been here the entire time, which I think is crazy. Like Buford's been here basically since the beginning. Alex McCarthy, I saw in chat earlier. Alex commented on my first video that I ever made. My very first video. So thank you, Buford. Brendan Martin says you have to do 2 shots for 100. Read the fine print, my good sir. And I would have that would be awesome. But the problem is then we have if somebody wants to be like, hey, $500 super chat, which would be amazing. That'd be 10 shots. Like, you guys are going to fucking kill me. You guys are going to fucking kill me if we do that. So we do $50 and up. I think it's fair. One bite, everybody knows the rules. All right, thank you, Buford. And who do I see in chat? I see Raymond Palomino. I see Sulla Felix. I see Tommy Campari, Culture Casino, Cespra, The Last Boy Scout, Little Orphan Funkhauser, Techniques, Oracle of Doom, Film Nazi, Brendan Martin, Calvin Fryer, The Gamblers, Captain K, Yapping Tom, Marco for real. Lord Thoth is here. Last Boy Scout. Ned Steeler, who still want a big shout out for what you sent the other day that we got to open on RK Outpost Live. You're a G, man. Thank you, Ned Steeler. Ned Steeler sent me this Pikachu. I have right next. This is going to be me by the end of this stream. This is going to be me. At least based on how it's going right now, that's how it's going to be. That is 100% how it's going to be. But hello to the fine people in the chat. Hello to the fine people in the chat. I saw Angst Kitten before the stream started. This is back at 7:30 for $50. Says, cheers. Cheers to 7 glorious years and many more to come. Have fun in Vegas. Thank you, Angst Kitten. Vegas is very, very, very close. I fly out on Wednesday. I fly out on Wednesday. So it is really close. I got other stuff. Like, what do I have to do? It means I got 3 days basically until that. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We'll figure it out. Strong Opinions for $7 says congrats on 7 years. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. The man, the myth, the legend. Tommy Campari. For $50. Would you get called in the stream? What was it? Was it just Kevin saying he thought you looked good with your get up? It might have been it. I don't remember. Tommy, $50. Cheers, brother. You echo my humor and sentiment of politics / pop culture perfectly. Not to sound too lame or gay, but you inspire me to openly challenge friends, family on how far left politics has damaged art. I used to be more closeted right wing. Not a surprise that Tommy used to be closeted. All right. Not a surprise that Tommy used to be closeted. I don't know if anyone's shocked by that. We saw his sunglasses. We've seen his mustache. But in all seriousness, it is a little lame, but I get the sentiment. Thank you very much, Tommy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And like, I didn't start down this road. I have never made it my intention, and I've never told anybody that you should be inspired by me or whatever. Because I don't really, all I do is turn on a camera and yap about shit. All I do is turn on a camera and yap about how I feel about movies and how I feel about whatever the shit is in the news. You know what I mean? So I'm honored, Tommy, if I had any small part in that. So thank you. I appreciate it, man. Certainly not anything that is ever like my intention. You know what I mean? But I don't think I'm not a role model. Quote Charles Barkley, I'm nobody's role model. But yeah, thank you, Tommy Campari, my man. As long as you're bitch slapping your liberal fucking aunt and uncle and shit at Thanksgiving, then I've done something good in the world. Then I've done something good in the world. Excuse me. Thank you, my man, Tommy. We are going to go through them. You guys know usually I hit the big super chats. I see some big super chats on the way. I see some 50s that'll need to drink. We're going to go in order to give me a little break between some of them. That's how we're going to do it today. So as a little bit, and I see you guys, we'll get to all the super chats, don't worry. As a little bit of a background, I suppose, because I saw somebody in chat say, has your YouTube service been longer than your Navy service? No, it has not. I was in the Navy just over 11 years, like 11 years and 1 month, essentially. And when I first started the YouTube channel, I was still in the military. And I didn't advertise that for obvious reasons. Not that I wasn't breaking any rules or anything like that. But you do have to be careful. You have to be able to follow some rules. And basically one of those things is you can't act as though you're speaking for the military. I couldn't act as if I was speaking for the United States Navy. And I felt like if I made it public, one, it'd have people call my command and be like, this racist, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, that's a fucking hassle. But also, I didn't want anyone to get the interpretation that just because I'm saying, hey, I'm in the Navy, that I'm saying that, hey, this is how the Navy feels about fucking black people in Marvel movies, So I didn't talk about it. And then finally, that was about 2 years because I started the channel in 2019, never thinking it was really going to be anything. And I got out of the military officially in September of 2021. I was on terminal leave for like a little over a month during that time frame. But yeah. So no, my YouTube time has not eclipsed my Navy service time, not as of yet. It is wild how this shit works because I see Last Boy Scout. The next super chat is for $50 from Last Boy Scout. Thank you. Thank you. I see Tom says you're fair and realistic in your opinion, like some YouTubers who are biased. Well, I think that everyone is biased to some extent, right? And I think that's normal. I think everybody is. And I think you have to kind of be aware of it and let people know about it and stuff like that. That's it. That's all there is to it. None of us are robots. Not even the ones who try the hardest. None of us are robots. We're all biased in some way, and It's based on how we've lived life, right? It's based on your taste. It's based on your life experience. It's based on the other things you've watched in your life. It's based on the things you have good memories of. There's a wide variety of things that make people biased, and it's just part of it. Right? It doesn't make you doesn't mean you're a bad person because everyone has it in some way. I just try to be like as real and honest as I can and try to look at, hey, am I being influenced by this? Am I being tugged by this? Maybe I'll let people know that this is how I felt about these things in the past. This is how I feel about the director of these movies in the past. I just try to let people know. And I think that's really all you can do. You know, I think that's all you can do. But last Boy Scout for 50 says the American dream. It came true. You're looking at it. You might be talking about you, last Boy Scout. You might be talking about you because I don't think it's me. I don't think the American dream is I don't think that the American dream is YouTuber. Now it might be now. The American dream for people who are like, I don't know, between the ages of 13 and 18 years old, the American dream might now be influencer. You know? It might be. It might be. But for me, I can tell you what. My parents, when I was like, yeah, I'm separated from the Navy and I'm going, my plan, I think, I was originally going to go work in a nuclear power, like energy distribution facility. That's what I was planning on doing after I got out of the military, because for you guys that don't know, that's what I did in the military. Oh, he's quoting it. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. I wasn't even thinking. He's quoting Watchmen. Wasn't even thinking about Watchmen. But when I told my parents, yeah, I think I'm going to go all in on this YouTube thing I've been doing on the side, they were like, are you fucking retarded? I was like, maybe. Maybe. I might be. Alex Arrow Cave for $2. Been here since day one. Congrats. Meta PC, code RK Outpost. Yes, I actually saw somebody got a Meta PC the other day. So thank you very much for whoever that was. We do have the Meta PC link in the description, code RK Outpost. We also have the Nephi Wars comic link, which we've been doing those giveaways on the live streams on Thursday nights. We've got the Nephi Wars giveaway. That is not what we got the Nephi Wars giveaway on that stream, but the Nephi Wars links in the description as well. If you want a discount on that, use the code Ryan10. I know some people have been checking that out as well. Hope those are all going well for people. We're sending out those giveaways, which is fun, which is really cool. Matthew McGee, cheers to 7 years, brother. Much love, no homo, for $5. Thank you. Thank you for adding no homo. I would be very, very concerned if it wasn't no homo. If there was any homo attached, I'd be very concerned. I'd be very concerned. My hair, it rained a little on my head today, so my hair's a little weird. My hair's a little bit weird. Just a touch. Let me catch up on some of these, catch up on some drinks, then we'll tell more stories about how I started this fucking channel. Marco with a $70 doesn't say a damn thing. Marco the man, 7D. Seven's a good number, right? What's everyone's favorite number? Don't spam the chat, but I need to know everyone's favorite number. Everyone's favorite number, put it there in chat. I think people's favorite numbers are strange. When someone asks me my favorite number, it's like I have to sit here and think about it for a while and like contemplate, because it's like everybody right there. I'm not going to count 69. That's a troll one. A lot of 12s in the chat. 45. Day Tripper. I've always been partial to 5. I don't know why. So 23 was one of the most important numbers to me when I was growing up because it was Michael Jordan's number, obviously. But the number 5, for some reason, the number 5, when I like play games and create a character and like put a jersey number on their back, 5 always just looks good to me. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure how. 5. Maybe I did wear 5 a couple times, you know, in Little League and Junior League and stuff like that. So maybe that's part of it. Number 5. But 4 is a damn good number too. It looks interesting. So does 5. 4 and 5, they belong together. They belong right next to each other. Maybe that's why 45 is such a cool number. You know, Michael Jordan as well. 45, 4, 5. I like it. Ah. 7, lucky number 7 for a lot of people. 7 years, baby. Godzilla's Grease produced 7 is the holy number. Happy anniversary, man. Thank you, Godzilla's Greaser. I think all but 1 year I've done a little anniversary stream. Was it last year that it fell? Wait, was my birthday on a Friday last year and I did it right before FNT? Let me think. Because if that holds, that would mean that this year, my birthday was on a Saturday. My birthday was what was this on a Friday? August 1st was on a Friday. So did I do an anniversary stream last year before Friday Night Tights? Or was that some other? Maybe that was 2 years ago. I swear I did a stream, like a special stream. Probably either the only special streams I typically do are birthday and anniversary streams. And I know I got fucking hammered before that FNT. And I think I said some wild shit. And I think it was, I'm almost positive that it was in relation to the Penguin. That would have been like 2 years ago when the Penguin came out. And I think it's things that I would not say today. I'm a different person today than I was then. But I do think I said some wild shit. Culture Casino, somebody who's been here basically since the beginning as well, I believe, for $50. Culture Casino for $50. Congrats, brother. Who know how far this would go? We all saw something in you. Not sure. Sounds a little creepy. Not sure if you're in Vegas, but I hope to see you soon, man. Love you, brother. I will be in Vegas, Culture Casino. Have I ever missed a Vegas meetup? Come on. Have I ever missed a Vegas meetup? I'm always there. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll be there, Culture. You know it. I hope the boss is going to be there as well. I haven't seen the boss in a little bit. So looking forward to it, man. Ugh. Woo. Is Gary here? Look at this. Gary is here. For $70. It's going to be fun hanging out with Gary. Hold on. It's going to be fun hanging out with Gary in Vegas, as it always is. Flying in Wednesday, meetup on Thursday, and in-person Friday Night Tights. In-person Friday Night Tights is always fun, by the way. In-person Friday Night Tights is always fun because it's Look, when you spend so much time doing these streams, whether it's me on Geeks and Gamers Daily, me and Jay, whether it's Friday Night Tights with a panel of 10 motherfuckers, whether it's me and Vera on FML, whatever, you get used to the way people stream and the way people talk and kind of when they're done speaking and everything like that. How many streams have I done with Jeremy over the years and stuff like that? Which is why you'll see like sometimes all it takes is a change in body language from me for Jeremy to know that I'm ready to say something, shit like that. But when you're in person, it's just it's so much easier because I can just look at Gary and communicate something easily. I really like the in-person streams. We've had some great ones too. We've had some great ones. So shout out to Gary. Gary would probably like me to drink from the easier one here. Easier one here. 7 L's. Look, 7 L's, Ned. That's the easier one. That's like a California sober drink right there, Gary. Except it's not weed. It's just a mixed drink. It's a mixed drink. Holy, you guys are fucking. It is getting insane right now. Okay? I have a lot to catch up on. It is getting wild. Cole Hauser, I'm going to need that crown. I'm going to need that bottle of Crown sooner rather than later. All right. I see all the chats. We will get to all the chats, I promise. But since Gary is in the chat, should we tell the story? Should we tell the story of how all this got started? This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. So I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and I'll tell you how I became the owner of a channel named RK Outpost. Because that's so much like all of you, I was hold on. Gary says, Netsteel, I love you, brother, but half the time I have no idea what you're talking about. So here it is. Hold on. Did you forget to address Ryan as I asked? Half of it is because Gary is old, and half of it is because Netstealer is kind of fucking old too. So it's like when you see them yelling at each other, but they're kind of forgetting what they already said. It's got like that kind of thing. It's that kind of thing. You know what I mean? But shout out to Netstealer. Look at what Gary, look at what Netstealer got me. Oldception, yeah. Netstealer decided that this was the most appropriate Pokemon stuffed animal to get me, a sleeping Pikachu. Actually, it might be awake. It might just be like X-Ray Girl. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But thank you, Netstealer. So around much like all of you guys, I was just hanging out, watching things, watching people review movies and things like that. Now, I've seen some dark spaces in YouTube. I was born in the dark, right? I've seen some dark spaces on YouTube in the political realm, in the the start of the kind of anti-SJW stuff, the much, much, much more edgier shit. But I also really enjoyed a lot of the entertainment talk and stuff like that. I wasn't active in the chat. I wasn't somebody sitting there spamming the chat. I was a lurker, like probably 2/3 of you guys are who aren't in the chat right now, and you're just watching. I don't know why you're watching me. I still don't know why you're watching me, but I do appreciate it. And you know, I ended up coming across Jeremy and Gary and a lot of other channels too, kind of in the space. And I was living in San Diego at the time. I was obviously in the Navy, and I was stationed in San Diego, but I was on shore duty. And it was actually a very desirable job there. Not to say it wasn't hard at times, but there was a lot of really good times when I was in San Diego. And in 2019, Jeremy and Gary announced that they were going to do a fan meetup at a little bar in San Diego. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck. Like, that's 30 minutes away from me. You know, and I'm probably never going to see these people again. They just happen to be there. I don't have to work or anything. You know what? Fuck. Sure. I'll go. And I walked in and I I want to say there was about 10 people there, you know? Like there was about 10 people in the bar. Jeremy and Gary were there, handful of other people, and it was just sitting there chilling, relaxing in the back of the bar, shooting the shit. I immediately started arguing with Jeremy about DC movies and about the Clone Wars and about Star Wars and about a bunch of stuff. And it was just chill. It was just fun. And it was something that I didn't get to talk to a lot of people about. I did when I was in the military, I remember being on watch midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And I would just start randomly talking to people about some stories I knew from the Star Wars expanded universe. And people would be interested, some people wouldn't give a fuck, right? But just something that I wasn't used to being able to talk about that kind of nerd shit, that in-depth shit about movies in person. It was great. Then I think you guys like you went to a theme park the next day, and then a following day, there was another, hey, at this bar, a little meetup thing. And there was a couple more people that time because a couple people had gone to the theme park, blah, blah, blah. And when everybody was getting ready to leave, Jeremy, and it is like Jeremy is like ultimately for some reason, somehow, some way, is as many things as you guys want to shit on Jeremy for. He did one thing right or very, very wrong, depending on your perspective. Um, you know, Gary, everybody was saying goodbye, shaking people's hands, and Gary said something that was extremely impactful to me. And we shook hands, and Gary said, hey, have you ever thought about doing YouTube? Like, have you ever thought about starting a channel or whatever? And I was like, no, I haven't. I honestly haven't. Never something that crossed my mind. I was always planning on going and working somewhere in the nuclear power sector or the energy production, energy distribution sector, because I got a lot of valuable training for that in the military. And it's a pretty easy hire out of the military for that. Like a lot of people get hired straight out of that very high paying job, very secure job. And that's always kind of what I had planned on doing. And Gary's like, well, you should. Like, you're well spoken. You've got like interesting perspectives on stuff. You should start a YouTube channel. And I was like, all right, that's kind of crazy. And then 5 minutes later, as Jeremy's saying goodbyes, everybody's leaving. Jeremy is like, hey, you ever thought about starting a YouTube channel? And I said, until about 5 minutes ago, no, I can't say that. I can't say that I ever have. Never in my life until 5 minutes ago did I think about starting a YouTube channel. And then Jeremy says, well, you should. And if you do, I want you to call me because I want to do stuff with you. And I was like, is this motherfucker on crack? What do you mean you want to work with me? Like, what do you mean? I've never done anything before. I've never made a video. I've never been on camera. I've never done shit. But that's what Jeremy said. And was he hitting on me? He may have been hitting on me. He never tried to fuck me, so we'll never know. But like for some reason, Jeremy said that. And like over the course of 7 years, because from the very beginning, I've been with Jeremy with Geeks and Gamers since the very beginning. And I don't know. I don't know what possessed him in that moment to say that. And there's a 99% chance that I would have made a video for the channel. It never would have even got published. It never would have worked out. I would have come on a stream and nobody would have liked me. Everybody would have hated me. And I never would have done anything on YouTube. And I continued to serve in the military, got out, and I'd be sitting there, Homer Simpson right now. in front of some reactor, or more likely teaching other people to be Homer Simpson. But for some reason, here we are. You know, here we are. And I owe that completely to Gary and to Jeremy. For real, for real. Because I never would have crossed my mind. I have always loved talking and arguing and yelling and screaming about this shit, but I never would have considered doing it as a job. And you know what? I'm sure that AI is not all that far away from just fucking replacing me. Let's just be honest at some point in time. But I do owe those guys a lot, for real. So forever, I'm grateful that I ended up walking into that that meetup in San Diego, because my life would be a lot different if it hadn't. And as much as I bitch and moan and complain about my life being miserable, and trust me, it is at times. I'm incredibly lucky, incredibly grateful to be able to do this like for a living. You know what I mean? That I don't have to go into an office and be some kind of fucking corporate slave. That I don't have to fucking have this like rotating shift work schedule. That I don't have to answer to anybody. I'm incredibly grateful to them, and I'm incredibly grateful to all you guys that show up. Like, whether you subscribed yesterday or whether you subscribed 7 years ago, truly, it is appreciated. As much as I bitch and moan about life, and I will continue to bitch and moan about life, because there are some things that there in some ways I am incredibly miserable, but I can't deny that I'm very lucky to be doing this. I really am. I'm incredibly lucky to be doing this. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. And that's enough gay shit for the night. It's enough gay shit for the night. You can watch Cobra Cast for other gay shit. But let's catch up with some of these super chats. Let's catch up on the drinks. Health Minister of Belgium for 5. As a reward for 7 years of streaming, I offer you a free tour of Port St. Lucie. But why do you want me to go to Port St. Lucie? Why, Health Minister of Belgium? I drove by there. It looks like shit. It looks like shit. But thank you. Oracle of Doom for 2222. Started watching you guys around 2019. Still here. That's about the time I started. Hail to another 7 years of the mighty RK Nation. Looking forward to meeting everyone in Vegas. You gonna be there? Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. I have some surprises for Vegas. I do. Well, I say surprises, I mean one. I'm bringing one thing to give away. It's a small thing, but considering my recent Pokemon card obsession and stuff like that, I think you guys are going to like it. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. We'll see. We'll see. But I will be giving them away in Vegas. Tiggs for 2. Cheers to 7 years. Let's party. Tiggs, I will not insult you because it is our anniversary. Okay? I won't insult you because it's our anniversary. Godzilla's Greaser. Your username's not as stupid as mine. Godzilla's Greaser. Well, you like Godzilla, and I've met Godzilla's Greaser in person. He dresses like a greaser from the fucking 50s. So it's actually very appropriate. What is RK Outpost? What does that mean? I was just thinking of things, and like I wanted to use my initials, I guess, but then like RKO, like I started thinking about RKO, Randy Orton, RKO. What could it be? Is because that's got like a decent ring to it. So if I use that, and then I was like, RK Outpost, like an outpost, like a place you would go for shit from RK. I don't know. I don't know. There's way better channel names out there. I'm not a creative person, and that's why I do what I do. Okay. Jim Woodtari. Jim, something on my way to the PO box from Jim. Big shout out to my man, Jim. Thank you very much. Also, I got some stuff today in my PO box. I don't know who it's from. It just says fish, I think. I think it says fish on the front, if I'm not mistaken. Couple packs of Pokemon cards in there, some Japanese, some English. Thank you very much, Fish. I wish I knew who sent it because there was no note or anything. It just said Fish. So thank you. I will open those on the next Pokemon ripping stream I do. Thank you very much. I appreciate the hell out of it. A lot of people have been sending me Pokemon. Jim has a Pokemon blind box on the way for me. Or like one of those surprise boxes of Pokemon. Jim, fucking legend. Met Jim in LA, by the way, at Universal LA. Happy 7th anniversary, Ryan. Thank you, Jim Watari. Thank you, Jim Watari. It's been, someone says it's really been 7 years. Yes. It's been 7 years. My Hive says that's me. Was it really you? Was it really you? We'll see. Thank you. If it was you, thank you, My Hive. I appreciate it. The Last Boy Scout for $50. Another $50. Vodka Mountain Dew time. Bro, don't shame my Vodka Mountain Dew. My Vodka Mountain Dew is a ritual for me. This stream is going to be probably the most calories I consume in one sitting until I get to Las Vegas. I got to fucking watch it because I know I'm going to drink a lot there. I know I'm going to eat like shit. I don't want to look like some fat fuck. Okay. Cherry Dr. Pepper Zero and Bacardi rum. Let's fucking go. Not exactly Vodka Mountain Dew. I'd have to leave for a while to get Vodka Mountain Dew Last Boy Scout. But thank you. Thank you, Last Boy Scout. Big shout out. Hugo, bro, Hugo. At the dealer, bought a 26 Armada. Is it gay if I want to hump the exhaust pipe? Is it gay if you want to fuck your car? Wait. Is the 26 Armada potentially a motorcycle? I don't really know bikes. So here's the thing. If your vehicle has a female name, it's not gay. If your vehicle has a male name, it is gay. That is my ruling. No potential for appeal. Sarash Campbell. Ryan, RK Outpost is a good name. It could have been our gay outpost or Greeks and Gayers. Congrats, bro. Thank you, Sarash. Thank you, Sarash. I see black and white. Was that Rhodes Rants in there? Is that Rhodes? It probably is Rhodes. Bro, thank you, Rhodes. We'll get to that. I just saw that on the highlights. My man, Black and White Sports 2. Rhodes Rants. Go subscribe to Black and White Sports. Go subscribe to Black and White Sports 2. I can tell you what. There is no bigger fan of the WNBA than Rhodes. Okay? No bigger fan of the WNBA. In history. Hasn't happened. Thank you, Siraj. Yapping Tom, you're the first I subscribed to after Gary and the Critical Drinker. Really, Yapping Tom? See, that's surprising. Yapping Tom, because I feel, is it you, Yapping Tom? There's somebody, I think it might be you, who does like the most fucking sarcastic troll like replies on Twitter and shit like that sometimes. Is that you? Might be you, Yapping Tom. I was first after them, huh? Well, I'm honored. I'm honored. Congrats, brother. Play Dark Forces. I got a lot on my list to play. I do have, guys, I promise you right now, from the bottom of my heart that's 3 sizes too small, like the fucking Grinch, I have plans to do a Star Wars focused stream over on RK Outpost Gaming. I don't want to reveal what game it is yet. Because sometimes I open my big mouth and it gets me in trouble. But RK Outpost Gaming, link in the description. Go check it out. Megashine, did you get the fart spray yet? You should spray Jeremy. I did get the fart spray, Megashine. I don't know if I want to spray Jeremy at the meetup. That's going to like be really uncomfortable for so many people. I don't want a bunch of people to smell like farts. Like, I did get the fart spray though. I have it in the house. I have it in the house. That's the Kinel Mahler project? No. The Kinel Mahler project is still forthcoming. The Kinel, and I think it's very reductive to call it the Kinel Mahler project. A lot more people are involved in it. But I am excited for you guys to see that. I am excited for you guys to see that. Yapping Tom, 5 to 10 minute clips are perfect to brush or shit to. Bro, are you taking 10-minute shits, bro? You need more fiber. You need more fiber if you're taking 10-minute shits. I got to be honest with you. There's something going on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. That's rough. But thank you, Yapping Tom. All right, let's take a couple shots because I'm ready for a couple shots. Sabatik Suez. Am I saying that right? Sabatik Suez for $50. Let's go. Thank you. Congrats on 7 years, brother. We come for the way you say blacks, but stay for the most unironically level-headed takes in the biz. You're the man. Keep it up, and I'll have a drink or 50 along with you. Let's go. You know, I try to be accurate and realistic. That's what I try to be. And you know, sometimes my predictions are wrong. Sometimes I'm a little low, sometimes a little high. I would honestly rather be a little high sometimes than a little low. It just depends, right? I try. That's the irony of everything. I get fucking pissed. I go on rants. I bitch people out. I curse people out. I tell people to go fucking choke on dicks and fucking, I call them cum swallowers. Call them everything that you're legally allowed to call people on YouTube, right? I say all that shit. Yet, I do try to, when it comes to like the takes or predictions or whatever, I try to be fair, you know, and realistic with stuff. Take the Odyssey. I've seen some people try, like in my comments and everything for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Look, I thought Odyssey was very mid, and I have tons of problems with it, from like the subversion of the story and what they did to Odysseus. A lot of things, right? However, I've seen some people that are like, it's tanking. It fell 40% on this Friday. And it's like, bro, like, you guys don't realize what a good trajectory it's on. Like, the Odyssey, yes, up against Spider-Man, which just had the biggest opening day in fucking history. The Odyssey made 14.5 million on Friday. About a 40-ish% drop. That is above Top Gun Maverick's third Friday by like 0.3, 0.2 million or something. And it's on pay. It's just tracking along with Top Gun Maverick. You know, so like I just try to be realistic when I remind people of that stuff. You know what I mean? So I attempt to, even for things I don't like. Even for things I don't like. But thank you. Oh, I didn't take a shot. Thank you. I need some water. Fuck me. Fuck me. Get some water up in here. One more shot. The Critical Catastrophe for $50. This is awesome. And this is also an important thing to remember. This is an important thing to remember. When you see a stream, we got almost 800 people watching the stream. There's probably 80, 100, 120 people-ish in chat at any given time. The vast majority of people are lurkers. I'm a lurker. Y'all never know when I'm watching a live stream or not. Y'all never know whose video I watch because I'm a lurker. You know? It's almost always what I do. I lurk. Unless I have something very specific to say to like piss somebody off or like just troll somebody for a little bit and then I go away. But, you know, I'm a lurker. I lurk. And that's how most people are. But Critical Catastrophe says, I've been a lurker for 7 years. Don't say much, but happy 7th. 7 years a lurker, 7 years a slave. I should have titled this 7 years a slave. And like put a picture of like me as a black person and Jeremy whipping me. That would have been good. That would have been good. You got the lurker goatee? It's not a goatee. I don't have a goatee. What do you mean? But thank you, Critical Catastrophe. Culture Casino, speaking from the beginning. Look at this. Member for 75 months. It's me, Casino. 75 months. That's a long ass time, brother. $6 years and 3 months. I did get monetized rather quickly. It took me a while to get approved for like took me a while to get approved for like memberships or whatever, but I don't know what that time period was. So some of the earliest members that the people with the longest member streaks, Culture Casino's up there, Biggles Mets is up there, Blue Eyed Scorpio's up there. Maybe some others that I'm not thinking about right now. But yeah, it's crazy because, bro, watching anything for 7 years is wild. You know? So for anybody that's here from the beginning, mad respect. Mad respect. Tommy Campari, stop raping, sir. You know, I don't think I need the reminder, but yeah. Somebody get these beggars out of here, says Tommy for $2. People love hearing me say that. I don't know why. I'm telling you guys, Robert Pattinson says beggars the same way that I've been saying words that start with B for my entire YouTube career. Beggars, blacks, like that's normal. It was never intentional. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Dog water take, bro. What's dog water? What did I do? What did I say? What did I be? Oracle of Doom for 55 months. Hail to 7 years and many more to come. Yeah, you know, that's the thing, you know. We've all seen YouTube channels come and go. We've seen the downfall of massive YouTube channels. I have a relatively small channel in the grand scheme of things. You know, almost 50,000 subscribers. We are just over 348,000 subscribers. It's like 300,000 or 348,000 like 24. It's very close. So it might go up or down, and it's only going to indicate by like 1,000 when it goes up and down because we've got so many subscribers at this point. But yeah, it's relatively small in general, but you never know when the end is. I don't think it's anytime soon because I don't think that AI can quite do me yet. I think that would break AI if they had to imitate me truly, you know. But there'll come a time AI will take over. And you know, the Clintons will murder me or some shit. I don't know. AI might be pissing me just because of how much fucking storage space and memory that my, like, you know, unread emails are taking. I was talking shit to somebody the other day. Hold on, I got to pull this up. I was talking to somebody from Geeks and Gamers, and I was telling them about, I never fucking delete my emails. And they were like, what do you mean? I always have to delete my emails. I want to show you this real quick. This is my Yahoo Mail. This is my Yahoo Mail. 267,897 emails. Of those, 259,000 and change are unread. I don't know if I've ever deleted an email from that account in my fucking life. In my fucking life. I can only imagine how much storage space that is taking up on the cloud somewhere in the middle of some fucking desert, some fucking data center or something. That is, and like, that's not like my Gmail account. That's not like a couple other email accounts I have. That is just a Yahoo account, a random Yahoo account. 267,000. Sean, former artist John Cusack. Remember the Ripley podcast? They blamed Jeremy and Gary for making Ryan a good, sweet boy to what he is today. Should we watch that to give you guys a little indication of where I came from to where I am now? Hold on. Rewriting Ripley. My favorites. Thank you for the reminder. Rewriting Ripley. I believe I'm blocked. Oh, of course I'm blocked. All right. So I want you guys to look at this. I started my channel in 2019. This is a tweet from March 11th, 2021. So this was a year and a half into my YouTube career. A year and a half into my YouTube career. And this was a pretty big event. This random podcast started out of nowhere, and the entire goal of this podcast was to get channels like Gary and Jeremy and myself demonetized and kicked off YouTube. This was the first attempt. All right. This was the first attempt from this. And also, just keep in mind when you watch these things, look how big my forehead is in some of these videos. And you'll realize that it's always been big, just so you know. This was an attempt to link our channels with different political activists in some way, as if we talked to each other or we were organized or something. It's really strange. It's very strange. But let's watch, shall we? Great editing job. Don't spam my hive. Don't spam.
The algorithm is actually trying to find a few rabbit holes that are very powerful and try to find which rabbit hole is the closest to your interest.
For me, once I started diving hard into some of these people's YouTube videos. Yes. Look at me. Look at that glorious forehead. Look at that glorious forehead. Way back in the day. Look at me. Started diving hard into some of these people's YouTube videos, and you kind of get hooked.
Maybe they'll stop pushing this feminist agenda that has driven Star Wars into the ground.
We are going to talk more about Disney and their feminist agenda.
She has some weird resentment towards the male fans of this franchise.
All-conquering female figure now is occluding this great myth of the hero.
Rey had randomly been amazing at everything. She was the ultimate Mary Sue.
We didn't acknowledge the presence of the ultimate Mary Sue.
Daisy Ridley, she got harassed, but she did something about gun control. So
last week, author and writer Chuck Wendig was fired.
Jay made it. Look at Jay's old setup, guys. Look at Jay's old setups.
James Gunn fired from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is awesome.
Documented history of
Bro, the fact that they're like, hey, Jeremy and Ryan and Drunk 3PO clips over random like Jack Posobiec appearing at rallies and stuff. It's just very strange.
documented history of dozens of anti-white tweets.
Oh shit, now I got a fucking beard. Look at me. My background changed. I got a beard. I put on a little more muscle mass. Like I'm getting radicalized, bros.
There claiming that this was some sort of anti-white genocide.
I'm Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, and you're watching Ethan Ben Skyver.
Brings me to Rose. Don't even get me started.
Didn't even have the decency to fucking die.
She better die in the coma because she is a dumbass bitch.
Kelly
quarter a minute. Look at this assembly of people. Some who you guys still might watch, some of you might not watch, some of you forgot about, some of you may hate now. But this is Rewrite and Ripley back in 2021.
Tran being chased off. Or she wasn't chased off. She chose.
Essentially, space Anita Sarkeesian. Nobody wants her on Earth. Nobody wants her in outer space.
And 5 years later, when Bannon wound up at Breitbart, he resolved to try and attract those people over to Breitbart because he thought they could be radicalized in a kind of populist nationalist way.
He follows this idea of the Breitbart doctrine, which is that if you want to change politics, you first have to change culture.
Right. So this entire thing was an effort to somehow connect little old me. I am the star of this video, just for the record. I am the star of this video. I am the person who fell into the alt-right pipeline from Jeremy Griggs and Gary from Nerdrotic, because they are somehow being controlled by like Breitbart and Bannon and Milo Yiannopoulos and like all this shit. This is what their theory is, right? When the reality is my politics are more radical than probably anyone else that you know. But hey,
because
by that I mean any of the creators you watch.
Politics flows from culture.
It's not just about Star Wars anymore. It's about all the pop culture that's being invaded.
The battle for Star Wars, the battle for culture.
And I would say that Ichibaka's title of this article is a little tame. She has a huge problem with white people.
Stop trying to turn our...
So they take Ichibaka was somebody who used to run this website called Disney Star Wars is Dumb. He used to publish some articles and stuff. So I mentioned like an article that he wrote, and then they show one random tweet from him on January 6th, and now they're trying to connect it to January 6th.
Cultural icons into your moralistic authoritarianism.
To be a part of that community and that group of people, it was really fun.
Right. So keep in perspective, this is the first video I had ever published on the channel. I had never spoken in front of a camera before. I'd never made a video before. I obviously was a little bit uncomfortable. I was perfectly fine public speaking, and I've been public speaking for a long time in my life in general, but also for my job and things like that. I had never done it alone, you know? I had never done it alone, and I'd never done it in front of a camera. So that was a very like uncomfortable thing for me. And if you go back and watch some of my oldest videos, like it took me a while to feel comfortable. I think like it would for almost anybody. So they took that, right? They took my first video I ever made. Look how nice and sweet I sound, guys. Look how nice and sweet I sound. Then I grew a beard. Then I got angry. Then I started talking about black people. And they tried to make it into me getting radicalized. It's hilarious. I mean, it failed. It failed historically. But, hold on. But wait, there's more. This was not their only attempt to get me and other people deplatformed. So, this was, right, Rewrite and Ripley then, after their failure, right? Because it failed, we mocked it, we made fun of it. And then 3 years later, they come back in 2024 and they say this. A handful of YouTubers have jeopardized the safety of our community and the creatives we love for far too long, the Star Wars fandom demands action. At Team YouTube. Demonetize Nerdronic, Ryan Kinel, RK Outpost, and Geeks and Gamers. Hate should not be a career path. I love that it's just us three, that it's me, Jeremy, and Gary. These are the only channels that were called to be demonetized, by the way. I want to put that for the record because there's some people that would love to play like victim as if they were part of this demanding demonetization. It was very interesting during that time to see who did that, but it was just myself, Jeremy, and Gary. For the record, we're taking Rewriting Ripley right here. They decided, hey, our editing was so good the first time, but it didn't work. Let's try again. Now, as you can see, didn't work out so well. Team YouTube replied to this. Team YouTube replied to this, and they said, hey, by the way, none of this violates terms of service. We've reviewed the channels. We reviewed all this. It's cool. Based Team YouTube. But let's watch their second attempt. Did they learn anything? And do I make any appearances? That's another question.
An alarming number of users are exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
Leslie Jones was subjected to incredibly vicious attacks on Twitter.
I don't say anything I don't believe, but of course I do say things in a way that is good.
Now, this one is for some reason connected to Milo Yiannopoulos. Because guess what? Milo Yiannopoulos hopped on trending entertainment topics in the same way that you see a lot of the political commentators of the current day do. Whether it was entertainment topics or whether it was gaming topics, Milo hopped on trending ones to get clicks. Weird how that works.
Going to elicit a response from people.
Sparking outrage, spraying vitriol at many, and helping to legitimize a movement of negativity growing on the internet.
There's been a rampage of vitriol that we have.
Amandla. Oh, you mean the person who made a fucking shit-talking slam video against Star Wars fans who then played victim? Weird, bitch.
Faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept and no one had even seen it.
This is what the Acolyte exists for. It's not here for story. It's
But this just image of Jeremy saying, this is what the Acolyte exists for. And it's just this stupid, like, transgender badger or whatever the fuck this thing was in the Acolyte.
Acolyte exists for. It's not here for story. It's not here to build the lore. For crying out loud, look at the cast right here. This cast was made for having as little white males as possible in this cast.
You know, Lucasfilm, you know, the retarded Avengers assemble over there, backing each other up.
Racists do stick together.
He accused.
The fact that they put that in there, of all the shit that I've said in my entire time on YouTube, in my entire time on Friday Night Tights, the fact that they felt the need to put this clip when I called Lucasfilm the retarded Avengers, as if that's so fucking offensive. And then they even put me doing the retard fucking theme song. What are they thinking? Duh, dun, 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 dun. I wish they'd let me finish the verse. Dun, dun, dun. Right, that's what I did. But they didn't even let me like do the resolution to the chord progression, which is very annoying.
Do stick together.
He accused Jones of playing the victim.
Actress Amanda Stenberg playing the victim card.
They can do nothing other than play the victim.
Amanda Stenberg, the adult.
Bro, look at how fucked up my hair was in that. By the way, just so you guys can see, this is when Obi-Wan Kenobi came out. Look at this hairline. Same hairline. The difference is my fucking I had one random hair that was like this. All y'all motherfuckers want to talk. My hairline's always been shit.
Amanda Stenberg, the adult pretender.
Pathological, sociopathic, feminist liars in popular culture.
Almost like she's fucking lying through her teeth.
And it would be one thing if we actually saw some evidence of this, right? If we actually saw some of this shit she's talking about, but no.
By the way, this is like... There's a black person, by the way. like saying some of this. Your character sucks, Mary Sue. This is the abuse that she's getting. 4.7 on IMDb. I bet you're crying more than white men now. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, a little fucked up, but whatever. You're trans delusional, and the acolyte sucks. Hope you never get cast again. Canceled. These people are so tiring. I'm oppressed. I'm oppressed. Imagine being so wrapped up in yourself you can't see anything wrong. Do not live in reality. A rich woman from Denmark is victimized only from the view. You know what I mean? Like, these are their examples of the horrific harassment. One person said the soft A N-word, and they were black. Incredible. How horrific.
Oh, this is just gaslighting. These are terrible, talentless people that we are instructed that we must like unless... Then the sort of subtext is, you know, if you don't like them, you're some kind of bigot somehow.
Terrible. Bro, they put me in it. They put me as Amanda Stenberg. We so bored, don't fuck with your discourse. We so bored, don't fuck with your discourse. They put the Perry Chan face edit of me as Amanda in their video about why we need to be demonetized. This was making fun of me.
Some kind of bigot somehow.
Terrible performance, her attitude, driving away.
Oh, I do think I say something here. Hold on. If I remember, it's been a long time since I watched this video.
And anything like that. No, it's everyone else's fault, and they're racist, and they just hate me because I'm black. It's all like she's so vapid and narcissistic.
It is the most like kind of narcissistic, lack of self-awareness.
And she's still bitching about oppressors. You've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch.
There's a poor taste joke I made, potentially.
They got a Derek Chauvin George Floyd memorial. But also every single different race of people has been enslaved and discriminated against and oppressed in some way throughout our entire history. The only people that can't get over it seems to be black people.
Thank you for putting that in there. What incredible fucking wisdom from RK Outpost in the past that we can apply to RK Outpost in the future. Every group of people across time and space has been in some way oppressed or enslaved or fucking conquered, or something has happened to them, right? At some point in their fucking history. The only group of people that can't get over it. Do I need to repeat it?
Not a racist, though I'm frequently told that I am one. But I am in favor of oppressing whatever the fuck this is, because
hate should not be a career path. Well, what's up? Rewriting Ripley. Here we are. 7 years. 7 years. That's what we do, right? 7 years and I don't know what, 20 pounds of muscle mass later. Shout out Rewriting Ripley. Shout out Rewriting Ripley. All right. We have so much to catch up on. Hold on. Somebody just sent me. Jonas. So I talked about 7 years a slave. This should have been the fucking thumbnail. This is my man Jonas, 7 years a slave. What the fuck? Now look, I am not, that is not my body type. I'm not that ripped, okay? I am not that ripped. I'm not going to pretend like I am. But there it is, 7 years a slave. Great work. Great work. Look at Jeremy. Stephen De Leon in New Orleans getting twisted. Your haircut game is fucked. Get a haircut, hippie. Shout out West Texas. I have a haircut scheduled for Monday. All y'all motherfuckers. Got a haircut scheduled for Monday. Sides are long. I held off a little bit because I knew I was going to Vegas. I ain't trying to spend a bunch of money. I don't need to. Hashtag Bills Mafia. Notre Dame rules all. Stephen De Leon rules all. Thanks, Stephen De Leon. Me, Myself, and I. Cheers, Ryan. Thank you. Jim Carrey movie, by the way. SCDB. 7 years a G&G slave. You did. What an appropriate time for that. Thank you, SCDB. Shout out. Bills Lions or Bills Bears? What would I like? Bills Bears. Are you kidding me? Unlike Beardo, I'm not going to get overhyped for the season. Unlike Beardo, I'm not going to get overhyped for my team. I never do. I am always a pessimist, which is typically done good for me. My life, you know? Yapping Tom says, one day I will meet you and disappoint with my brownness. I don't hate brown people. This is a secret. You guys can't tell anybody. I don't even hate black people. I don't. There are exceptions to every rule. Bruce Wayne for 5. Congrats. We stuck together in COVID woke BS. DC Snyder cut Justice League for the win. Keep at it, brother. Look, I obviously, I've been very clear about this. One of the first things I talked about on my channel was how I enjoyed a lot of the Snyder movies more than like the normal everyday audience. And I think in retrospect, now that people have seen James Gunn and things like that, look, I think the people who are still being like, Zack Snyder's coming back, he's getting the game, I think that's ridiculous. And we want to go over all the lore behind the ridiculousness and some of the lies behind the Snyder stream that happened and all the craziness. Of course we can. But I feel like if you were paying attention to that, that's all settled. And it's just people that don't know what they're talking about who are talking about that now. But yeah, crazy time. Crazy time. Duke Devil. What's up, Duke Devil? Good to see Duke Devil. Are you coming to Vegas, Duke Devil? For 20 gifted memberships. If y'all can do the fucking math, that's $100 fucking dollars. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Duke Devil. I'm going to take one of these. I need a little more Dr. Pepper in my system. You want to know what's funny? I don't think I told you guys this during the stream. As I was fucking like, as the intro was playing, I hadn't eaten anything in a while. I like wolfed down a protein bar. So I had something in my fucking stomach for all this alcohol. Ugh. Fuck. This is the rum. I know you guys didn't get to see me make that drink, but fuck. Take my word for it. It's kind of strong. It's kind of strong. And then Emilio for $50. For doing nothing. Cheers. For doing nothing. I'll take it. Yeah, I think that might have been in response to the Tommy Campari answer that I had earlier. And it's true, right? One of the things that I never I never want to pretend like I'm some kind of moral authority on something. Like I've lived a better life than you, and you should look up to the way I live my life. That's never the way I want to present my shit, because I've certainly made my fair share of mistakes and in fucking life and this insanity that is life and shit like that. It's never how I want to like present myself. Do I sometimes feel like I'm do I have like an ego in terms of, do I think that I'm smarter than the average person or whatever? Yes. But I don't think that I have like I don't think that means that, well, if you don't see exactly the same as me, then you are fucking scum of the earth. Like I'm some kind of moral authority. That's never the way I've tried to present myself. And I've never wanted to like anybody, like I've never gone about things. The reason I responded that way to Tommy's thing is because I've never set out to be like some sort of inspiration to anybody, because I don't think I really am. If you are inspired by the way that I do my channel and you like what I talk about and you like my work ethic or whatever, that's fine. In terms of like me, like myself, I don't think there's anything special about, the thoughts that are coming out of my fucking head. I guess that's all I meant by that. But yes, thank you, Emilio. My man, Emilio. Woo! POKSK. Ryan will never step foot in Africa. It's sad because, yeah, we live in a way better life than y'all online. Let me drive my Mercedes for the fucks of it because gas is $1. That's life. I mean, look, $1 gas sounds fucking awesome, PLKSK. And you obviously have an internet connection if you're able to talk to me here. That's fucking sick. A lot of Africa ain't like that. I bless the rains down in Africa. My African brother, PLKSK, you're up at a strange fucking time if you actually are in Africa. I may set foot in Africa at some point. I may travel there. I ain't going anywhere in like the inside of that shit. Maybe I'll go to South Africa if I can find a nice white place that, is still like not dangerous as fuck. Maybe I'll go to Egypt at some point and see the pyramids. That's barely Africa. We all know we're talking sub-Saharan Africa. But I just have one thing to say to my Africans. You're welcome. You're welcome for the colonization. I know that you guys couldn't figure out how to do 2-story buildings before we got there. I know that you guys hadn't invented the wheel before we got there. I know we completely revolutionized everything that you guys had ever done because for some reason, despite the rest of the world inventing things, you guys hadn't figured it out yet. But what can I say except you're welcome? And I'd love to come drive your Mercedes sometimes. PLSK. Dollar gas sounds fucking sick, bro. It sounds sick. For real, for real. Bro, I'm pissed about the gas. You guys didn't hear me complaining for months and months and months about some of the bullshit that's going on in the world? All right. We got so much to catch up on. I have so much to catch up on. What am I doing? All right. Power Beam for 10. Nolan's one of my favorite film directors. My 3 faves him are Prestige, Dunkirk, and Oppenheimer. 8th favorite film. Even I skipped on Odyssey due to blackwashing. I'll wait for the next one. That's interesting. I think I think you're in the minority of Nolan fans in general. I think a lot of people are going to this, and I think it's important to say, like, even though I don't like it, to try to like I said earlier, the people who are like, oh, it's crashing, bro, it's down 40% in its third weekend from like a historic hold in its second weekend. It's actually like rather impressive what it did on Friday against Spider-Man's biggest opening in history. We'll see what happens with it. I didn't like it, but I think we got to be honest about what it does to the box office. That's where I'm at. S.E. Kaiju. Hail, Ryan. I recall those early vids. You're a lot more measured in your comments. Glad we got to see more authentic Ryan. Good on you. I think I'm still rather measured. It depends what I'm talking about. You know, if I think it's something that requires to be measured, then I will be. If I don't, then I don't. Just depends. Net Stealer. Great time to use my membership chat. Happy 7 years. Glad you like the Ken Griffey Jr. Hope the ramen's good too. I'm going to have the ramen. Net Stealer. After Vegas, I'm going to try the ramen. After Vegas. I got something you might really want, but I have to sell it. Trade for a Charizard, maybe? If it's authentic, that is. That's a tease. That's a blue ball right there. Net Stealer. Shout out to Net Stealer. I love Net Stealer. Look, Net Stealer sent me a card, like along with the packages and stuff. And I won't reveal everything he said, but one of the things was like, hey, never stop giving me shit. Never stop roasting me. So, and I respect that because that's what guys do. We talk shit, you know? So shout out Net Stealer. Gamer Garrett, let's go. I received the Nephi Wars comic earlier this week. Also, congratulations on your 7 years on YouTube. I'm glad you got it, Gamer Garrett. I was tracking it, so I know when it got there. So I was hoping I'd be able to hear from you to know that you got it. I delivered the second giveaway to somebody today. The third one, we got to figure that out. I got an email about that, so we will figure it out. I also got the fourth one. I got to get Scott to sign some stuff, so we'll get it all worked out. I promise. But I'm glad Gamer Garrett can verify that he got it. Jackson also got his. So we're working out the Nephi Wars giveaways, guys, in case any of you were wondering. Ryan Charlton, Beetlejuice, because I'm late tonight. I was like maybe 1 minute late, but it's because I was filling this up. Duke Devil, after the 20 gifted memberships, $100 fucking, by the way, drops 20. Congrats on 7 years. Just think there was an innocent young Ryan until he was corrupted by Gary and Jeremy. Now he gets attacked for takes on positive portrayals of black people in the Batman. I'll buy drinks in Vegas. Yes, I think I asked. You probably had already sent this and I didn't see it. I think I asked you're going to be in Vegas. We'll see. I'm not going to get hammered in Vegas. That's the goal. In public, I'm not going to get hammered in Vegas. In private, that's my business. That's my business in private. That's my business. Mako Gray, one of our furries. Congrats on 7 years. Spider-Man is great and the best one with Hollins. People still want me to hug you, and don't worry, it's not going to be. Thank God. I don't need you hugging me, motherfucker. I don't need you hugging me. Hold on. I'm really interested. Anti-Rider 15, you're clueless, kid. Anyone who's lived enough, especially with high IQ like Ryan, needs to drink a lot to tolerate idiocy around us. All right, anti-Rider. I got to find this person now. I troll MS now. Haven't seen someone embarrass themselves as bad as anti-Rider. The only thing gelled higher than his hair is his blood alcohol content. Too bad he's not 7 years sober. 7 years? Bro, you're lucky if I make it 7 hours. And for the record, we've had a couple shots tonight. I still think my hair is higher than my blood alcohol content. But we're working it back. We're working it back, anti-Rider. We're getting it all figured out. And I know, like, it sucks. Like, I know for people like you, people who, like, it's just genetics. It's not something you can train yourself on. It's not something that you can learn. It's just genetics. So it's just kind of luck of the draw. I know that people like you are massive pussies. So you have like 2 light beers and you're basically fucked. Whereas I can sit here and take 10, 12, 15 shots and be functional. Yeah, it's rough. I get it. It's rough for you. I get that there's a jealousy involved. I get that you're upset. And all that makes sense. To be honest, if I was you, I would also be a bitch. Like I would, because it's just upsetting, you know? Like 'cause it's an upsetting state to be in life. I understand that, man. So I do forgive you when it comes to that. I do forgive you. Because if I was born like you, I don't know how old you are, man. I would have killed myself a long time before, though, because I don't know if I'd have the strength. You have the strength to sit there as a subpar human, as an inferior person, and still decide I'm going to continue on living. I don't know if I'd have the strength to do that as a superior human being. So, shout out to you. Mad respect, bro. Mad respect. Mad respect. Well, it's probably going to piss you off even more. Slightly slurry, but still rather coherent. That's basically my drunk state. Slightly slurry, but still coherent. It must really upset you. I get it. I get it. I know you're mad. LMAO, bro, you are complete YouTube. What are you, 145 pounds? Hey, let's get it straight. 160. About 13, 12.5% body fat. Something like that. Anti-rioter. I was about 145 in those early clips you saw. Those early clips. Wait, has this evolved now into you complaining about me drinking to saying, oh, I'm actually very light, which actually, for the record, I know that you're retarded. I know that you have a sub-Saharan IQ despite you presenting yourself as a white person. I get it. But you realize that the lighter you say I am, the more impressive it is how coherent I am. Correct? You do understand that, right? So it actually would behoove you to say I'm way heavier than I'm secretly fat. And that's why that I can just absorb all this alcohol. Right? Because if you said I'm 145, then it would actually be far more impressive that I'm consuming this much alcohol. You get that, don't you? Oh, shit. I'm a little inebriated. I almost forgot for a moment that you're fucking retarded. It's weird. It's wild, in fact. It's wild. That is crazy, isn't it? You would think that after 7 years, these people would learn that there is never an opportunity. There is never a time when, oh, I'm drunk and I can try to trick him. There's never a moment you can come in and get an own on me. It's never happened in 7 fucking years. And it's certainly not going to happen now. Certainly not. How many shots have I taken? Boys, has anybody paid attention? We've been going an hour and 34 minutes. How many shots have I taken? And I'm still schooling this bitch. That's fucking wild. It truly is. River Miles for 50. Ryan Kinel of the number 199. A damn good number. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. No, River Miles. 199 is not a good number. Let's not start with that shit. But thank you. dangerously close to the end of that. 50 from River Miles. Vale Walker, happy 7 years, legend. Ryan Kinel is my hero. Vale Walker, I appreciate it, but set your sights higher. I should be no one's hero. Except anti-Ryder. I should be anti-Ryder's hero because his life is obviously so gay and shitty. I should be his hero, and once he achieves that, he can, like, you know, shoot higher. I shouldn't be anyone's hero. Just to be honest. Just to be real. The bloody damn Reaper. For $50! Let's go. Congrats, Ryan. Proud to say I've been lurking since the start. Looking forward to meeting you and the rest of the F&T crew in Vegas next week. Looking forward to 7 more years. Thank you, bloody damn Reaper. Thank you, sir. I'm glad to see you're in Vegas. You know, what was there, 400, 450 RSVPs or something this year? So they filled up quick. I'm excited to see everybody. I really am. And yes, as a reminder, this Vegas meetup, free. All you got to do is RSVP. I know not everybody feels that way about some of the events they're doing in Vegas, but we do. It's weird how that works. Strange, isn't it? Thank you, bloody damn Reaper. A little bit of rum and Dr. Pepper right there. Kalen Blackwell, happy Channel B Day. Rick, next Hot D's the best I heard. Have to wait and see. It's funny. I heard somebody say that on FNT. I haven't heard. So I have been rather busy the past week. Trying to get some shit done, putting videos out, getting stuff ready, getting a couple things taken care of. Did a lot of work on my car last weekend with my man Scott Herman, by the way. Shout out Scott. Big ups to Scott Herman. You guys might know him, Scott Herman Fitness Channel. Friggin' millions of subscribers, but also he's one of the founders of Nefi Wars. So I've gotten to know Scott over the past year or so. Awesome dude. He helped me out a bunch with my car over the weekend. It was way more than he was bargaining for. It was a shit show. And we got it all worked out, and I appreciate the hell out of him. But I've been real busy the past week, getting some stuff taken care of before the end of July, and trying to get set up to go to Vegas and all that stuff. Maybe I'm just out of the algorithm. I haven't heard shit about this episode, so I'm going to be looking forward to watching it, just like the rest of you. Can't wait. I'm very mixed about this season of House of the Dragon in general. I think there's been some genuinely very good shit they've done, and I think there's been some really mind-numbingly stupid decisions. But I do think we've reached a point in entertainment, and this is a statement about entertainment in general, where there's some people who, if it's kind of mid, you know, if this would have come out in 2004, 2005, where people have been like, it's all right. If it's like, it's all right. Today, it's like, well, it's shit. It doesn't matter. I think that's a genuine thing that a lot of people feel about entertainment these days. And I don't think I necessarily feel that way, but there's a lot of people that do, genuinely. And I think it's in large part because they have so many other things they can do with their time, whether it's watch your favorite YouTuber or look at Instagram or go to TikTok or like whatever. Like stream a thing that you've watched a million times before. There's so many options at our fingertips today that I feel like the things that we would have considered mid in 2004, 2005, nowadays we consider shit. And I think it's because our level of what is worth our time is higher today than it was 20 years ago. And that's completely fair. But for House of the Dragon, I think it's been like a mid-season. I think it's like been half good, half bad. So we'll see how it ends. We'll see how it finishes. I see Sophie. I just randomly saw Sophie in the chat. Hail Ryan, take my third world money. Happy 7th birthday. Thank you, Sophie. Peru, is Peru third world? I've never been to Peru, so I can't claim it's third world. I will say there's some places I would have called third world a year ago that I wouldn't call third world today. You know, I can't say that, but maybe if I go to Peru someday, I'll be able to establish whether it's third world or not, Sophie. It was fun hanging out with Sophie in Japan, by the way. Japan was awesome. Had a really good time in Japan. So, shout out Sophie. Sophie is really cool if you guys ever get a chance to hang out with her. Joshua Henderson. Have you seen Spider-Man Brand New Day? If so, how was it? Did you like it? I heard many great things about it, but didn't watch reviews because of spoilers. Well, I talked about it on Geeks and Gamers Daily, and I talked about it on Friday Night Tights. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm not going to tell you it's some perfect movie. There's some things in terms of the plot and story, which I talked about this on FNT, but I will not get into spoilers. I will just say there were parts of it that felt rushed. And when I say that, I mean, sometimes things happen, and this happened maybe like 4 or 5 times in the movie where something would happen. I'm like, well, if that happened, we need to see some sort of explanation or ramification for that. And we didn't get it for a couple different characters, and we never saw it. And I think that that's one of the things that holds the movie back. Overall, the strength of the movie is the emotional connection you feel with what Peter's going through and some of the character work they do. I really liked it. I really did. I think it's actually a better movie as a whole than No Way Home. I think Tom Holland gives a great performance, and I think that a lot of people, when it comes to Tom Holland's performance and the loneliness that he feels in this state, I think that a lot of people are going to relate to that for a variety of reasons. Whether it's a love that you've lost, or somebody that you love but can't be with for some specific reason, or somebody that you had to walk away from, or somebody that walked away from you, or whether it's just friendship shit. And I think in this era, when everything is so increasingly digital, living through the COVID era where people weren't able to have person-to-person contact depending on what state you lived in or what country you lived in, for so many people that work remote and barely have social interaction, for people that have just felt disconnected to their friend groups over times because maybe you're getting a little older. I think so many people are going to relate to the loneliness aspect of this movie. I think they did a really good job with it, and emotionally it hits pretty hard for a wide variety of people. And are there problems with the story and plot? There are some. And specifically with the antagonist, there are issues. And I think this is a problem with Marvel in general. Sometimes we need to see ramifications for people that do bad things. However, with all that being said, I think that those things pale in comparison to the good that they did in the movie. And I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is a really good movie. And I think it explains why it's doing so fucking well right now. So I liked it overall. I liked it more than Brand New Day. I didn't say it's better than Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is almost like, it might be one of the best comic book movies in history, but I do think it's better than No Way Home. So I will say that. And the reason I say that, just to be clear, is because No Way Home gets a lot of unearned emotional connection. And what I mean by that is the movie doesn't do the work to get you emotionally connected. What does the work to get you emotionally connected are movies that came out 20 years ago, or movies that came out 12 years ago, in the case of like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. That's some of the emotional like weight that carries Spider-Man No Way Home. This movie is not that. This movie, I think, is like the emotional weight that's connected to it is entirely Tom Holland and the stories that you've seen within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, despite it being Sony that's doing it. So that's what I mean by kind of unearned. Not that you still don't feel it, but it's not because that movie did it. This movie did it, in my opinion. And I, as of right now, a couple days removed from watching it, I think that Spider-Man Brand New Day is a better movie than No Way Home. Will I feel like that 7 days from now? I'm not sure. That's how I feel now, though. Post, however, was always the best points. Bro, when somebody told me how often I say however, I never knew until now somebody told me, and I can't stop hearing myself say it. And it's because however, I'm usually telling you how a certain segment of people feel about a movie. And then I say, however, and it's kind of how I feel about something. It's really strange. Sola Felix says, on FNT, you guys were full of praise for this new Spider-Man, loving it till Mauler savaging tore it to pieces, which you guys question its greatness. You guys, you can lump everybody else into that. I don't think you can lump me into that. And I'm not saying it's a great movie. I really liked it. I'm not saying it's great. And I think that I pushed back a decent amount on some of the things that Mauler brought up. Now, some of the things that Mauler brought up, I agree with. In terms of I almost put a spoiler out there. Woof. That was close. In terms of the perceived antagonists, resolution and stuff, I think a lot of it is valid. However, if you're saying that, well, this is like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 of importance to me in terms of how I perceive this movie, I'm saying it's kind of like this. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying all of this is completely like bullshit. I'm saying that I value it a very different way. And in general, I really enjoyed the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. But anyway, that's enough Spider-Man. Cash Kester, the smoking man himself. Ripping a heater, Cash Kester gifted 10 RK Outpost memberships for $50 fucking. Let's go, Cash. Let's go, Cash. Thank you, sir. Ooh. Got some Dr. Pepper. Can't wait for Vegas. Me too, man. I will say, like, Vegas is always fun, right? Vegas is always fun. I was like, whatever. Vegas, again, Vegas, the 7th year, 6th year of Vegas, whatever it is, because 1 year got skipped because of COVID. Okay. About a week ago, I got really hyped for Vegas. I did. I'm hyped now. I'm hyped, Cash. Super Pot Roast. Happy 7th, Ryan. Thanks, Super Pot Roast. My brother from another mother. My bro who also loves the prequels. Cole Hauser for 100 Canadian dollars. Happy 7 years, my rigger. Glad to be your good black friend. Always fun hanging out with you. Shout out Cole Hauser. I'm gonna drink some water, then I'm gonna take a drink. Because I feel like I need it. I need more. I can feel it in my bones, in my muscles, in the fibers of my being. Happy 7 years, Cole Hauser. Cole Hauser's a good dude. I was talking to him, was it earlier today, Cole Hauser? I did give a shout out to We Love the Prequels, his show. I think it's Tuesdays on his channel. Check out Cole Hauser's channel. we did get $50 Streamlabs donation from Anonymous for $50. Let's go. For $50 says, thanks for your service and thanks for the 7 years Alphabet Alliance Unite. Alphabet Alliance, fuck off, bro. That was a big thing like a couple of years ago. The Avatar Army versus the Alphabet Alliance. I have a big problem with people who don't have profile pictures. Like, let's see if I can find one. I'm sure I can find one in the chat right now. Right? So you can see Ginger Baker has an avatar. Right? Brendan Martin doesn't. Brendan Martin has a B. So what that means is, and this is here too for Ian, right? Just if you see one of those, it means that these people, least amount of effort possible. And I'm not totally saying that, I'm not saying all of you are shitheads or whatever. What I'm saying is that you put forth the least amount of effort into your profile. So this started a big war. The Alphabet Army versus the Avatar Alliance. Is that what it was? Or Alphabet Alliance versus the Avatar Army. I don't remember which it was which. But the people who just have letters, you're lazy. The people who have avatars, at least you put forth some effort. So I appreciate it. It created a big schism, a big war between us all not that long ago. Okay? And Tara, as a devout follower of Ryan, I totally agree with him when he edits out criticism. What did I edit out? Anti-rioter. And you're a devout follower of me. That's an issue. There should be no devout followers of me. I've done nothing to get devout followers. Devout. When do I edit out criticism? I just played 2 videos in entirety that were shitting on me, trying to portray me as the worst person in the world. And I've read your comments. Anti-rioter? What do you mean? Do you have a specific? Edit out criticism? I barely have any mods, and I tell my mods not to do anything. Like if you spam, like if you're spamming the N-word or something, not that I care, but obviously that's not allowed on YouTube. If you're spamming is pretty much the only time I get you timed out. Edits out criticism. I don't even know what you're talking about. Genuinely. So, if you're a devout follower, one, there's no reason to be devout in something like this. But hey, Buster Nut Smash for $100. Oh, shit. Devout follower tax. I didn't know that was available. Thank you, Buster Nut Smash. Thank you, Buster Nut Smash. Shout out to you. All right. I don't know where. Oh, we didn't leave off here, but I just pulled it up. We got $100. This was freaking, where was this? 9:37. This was over an hour ago. I'm sorry I'm so behind, guys, but we will catch up on everything. Wait. There we go. Got it to go. Black and White Sports 2. The biggest WNBA fans out there. For $100. The only SOB on YouTube that curses more than me. Congrats on 7 years. Here from day one, brother. Rhodes. This is Rhodes Rants. So, guys, go subscribe to Black and White Sports 2. Go subscribe to Black and White Sports. Go subscribe to Black and White Sports Network. Rhodes Rants. John Matrix. Those guys are awesome. I know that John doesn't come on. So, on Sports Wars, John used to come on. John's got stuff going on Sundays where he can't come on anymore, and that's totally cool, and I get it. But always support Black and White Sports, what those guys are doing out there. It's awesome. Rhodes Rants has always had stuff going on Sundays during our stream, so he can't come on. Otherwise, he would have been on. But John Matrix and Rhodes Rants from Black and White Sports and Black and White Sports Network, or Black and White Network, whichever it is, you guys are awesome. So I've always had a lot of love in my heart for those guys. So shout out. Thank you, Rhodes. When we were in Texas, John took us out to a really good barbecue place. It was a ton of fun. So big shout out and thanks to John Matrix. The thing that I love the most about these old videos I played of myself is how big my forehead was. So y'all motherfuckers know. Look, if I cut my hair the same way, it pretty much looked the same. Yes, I've always had a big ass forehead. That's always the way it's looked. If I fucking shaved the sides and had the hair as short as it was on top, pretty much be the same looking motherfucker as I was then. Chew Sloppy Joe. Ryan make it to 7 years on YouTube is one of the signs of the apocalypse. It might be, actually. Anybody read the Left Behind books? Maybe I'm Nikolai Carpathia. Maybe. Badass name for the Antichrist, just for the record. Nikolai Carpathia, sick name. River Miles. 7 years, not a slave. Chunk the Punk. Hail Ryan chipping in for booze for year 8. I need it. My whiskey, I told you guys, the reason I had to use Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero and white rum was because I haven't had to host too many people lately. My liquor cabinet or my liquor bar, it's lacking. I'm not going to lie. Thank you, Chunk the Punk. Mac G Ganor. I don't even know how to say that. Your Aaron Rodgers takes our dog water. Oh, well, whoa. I think that my Aaron Rodgers takes are very similar to my LeBron James takes. I think that Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented people to ever step on a football field. He's also underachieved throughout his entire career. And I think he's a locker room cancer. Is that dog water to say? Is it? Is it? I don't think so, Mac. Just saying. Nikolai Carpathia is from the Christian movie, LOL Deep Cut. No, Billy News. It is from a book series. So, despite the fact that less than 10% of the overall Christian population actually believe in the rapture, the Left Behind series, which started in the 90s and I don't even remember how long it lasted. I've read the entire series, by the way, but the Left Behind series was a massive hit. Before it was a movie, the movies were kind of shit. The Left Behind movie, Nicolas Cage, I love you, Nicolas Cage. That movie was shit because it had nothing to do with the book. But Nikolai Carpathia is the name of the Antichrist in the Left Behind series, and he is menacing and fucking like awesome, for the record, as all good villains should be. But yeah, talking about the book series. Talking about the books. Talking about the books. Talking about the books. Riv Magos. Riv Magos has been here from very, very early on. Congratulations on your channel anniversary, Ryan. I remember when you had 4K subs. Shout out, Riff. Thank you. Raider, 7-year anniversary. 77. Doesn't say a damn thing. Shout out, Raider. Shout out, Raider. 77. I said earlier, because I asked everybody to name their favorite number. We had such a wide variety of things. I've always been partial to 5. 5, randomly, I put my jersey on those, like my number would be 5 for jerseys and stuff like that. 4, excellent number. It looks interesting. 4. 7, a lot of people's favorite number too. Lucky number 7, as people say. Oh, I got a drink. Thank you, Raider. That rum tastes different than the whiskey. That rum tastes different from the whiskey. Mr. Constitution for 149. Thank you, Mr. Constitution. Naruto the 7th. Congrats, Ryan. Get some Taco Bell. Probably not tonight, but I do need some Taco Bell. Maybe in Vegas. Greedy Graffiti. Happy 7th. That's 49 in small deer years. Yes. In dog years, that is 49. That is 49. So snacks for $20. Congrats. Here's $20. Beggars. Someone get these beggars out of here. Thank you, Snacks. Jake the Movie Geek for 5. Is your Harry Potter stream with Gary still going to be 1 chapter a week? Because if that's the case, I'll follow along with you guys. That was the intention. I don't know what it's going to be overall. Obviously, there's like 200 chapters in Harry Potter overall. That's a long time. We'll see. But that was the intention originally. I don't know what it'll turn into. We'll see. We'll see. Elitist, congrats on 7 years, Ryan. Dance for those black girls. But the black girls, bro, just because the black girls like to see me dance, didn't mean I was dancing for the black girls. I was just dancing and the black girls appreciated it. That's all. Star Killer Rob lurker tags. I've seen Star Killer Rob a lot. He's not a lurker. But I appreciate the $2 super chat. Thank you. T Little for $20. Congrats, bear down forever. That's fucking right. Let's go, bear down, baby. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Let's go. T Little also becomes a new member. Shout out. Yapping Tom. Don't skip Reacher streams. Find time with Boomer G. I don't. So it's so busy because we have Vegas. And then a month later, we have San Antonio, the thing with Brandon Herrera, the Texas Veterans Association. I don't know. I will be watching Reacher. I don't think we'll try to skip it, but I'm just saying we'll see what happens. Sabat Exquez for $50. Shout out. Just poured out another Bacardi and Coke, so I figured I'd contribute another shot to the pile. P.S. Don't worry about how you pronounce the username. It's just random letters. Say it however you want, brother. Sabat Exquez. I won't worry about it, but that's what I think it is. Thank you, Sabat. Shout out for the 50. Albert, not a retro. Hey, loser. Congratulations on your massive success. Feel free. Congratulate me on my gift for contradiction. Thank you, Albert, not a retro. Shout out. The Mr. Blue Sky for 7. Ryan, congrats on 7 years. I officially got Vegas locked. See you there, bro. On lockdown. Let's go, Mr. Blue Sky. River Miles, never done it alone, my ass. I don't particularly know what that's in reference to. Don't particularly know. Sean, former artist John Cusack for 199. Ha, glad I mentioned rewriting Ripley memories. Yes, I'm glad you did too. It was some good shit. Dan Campbell, we need you to get back in the gym. Can you do some push-ups at least? Don't let Mickey mog you. Show your gym pics from 3 years ago. Get manhood back. Do you think that Epic Mike is going to mog me? What do you want? Gym pics? You gay, Dan Campbell? Are you a homosexual? Gym pics from me. I'm in okay shape. I know that Epic Mike ain't never going to mog me. I know Epic Mike ain't gonna mog me, but shout out to Mike. Mike's awesome. Mike is awesome. Tommy, Ryan, please do the Retarded Avengers theme song. All right. Ready? Just imagine you see a trailer. Robert Downey Jr. has Down syndrome. Thor has Down syndrome. Steve Rogers has Down syndrome. Anthony Mackie is just a regular black person. Dun, 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 dun. Is that good enough? Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Tommy. Albert Not a Retro for 20. Mildly reviewed 2016 Ghostbusters and said it was unfortunate that Leslie Jones had been cast as a black stereotype. Then she attacked him and his followers went after her, and Milo was banned from Twitter. What a great loss we had in the world. Thanks, Albert. Prime David for 20. Doesn't say anything, but thank you. Odin's Son for 199. Thank you, Odinson. Name doesn't matter for 5. The first thing I say when I join the stream is Amanda Stenberg having a seizure. Here's a 7 more for you, sir. Thank you. Name doesn't matter. I appreciate it. Yeah. We so bored. Don't fuck with your discourse. Ronnie West. Happy 7th anniversary to you being a savage. Some people don't see it that way. Some people think that, this stream might be like a little embarrassing. But I think it's a celebration. 7 years without being replaced by AI. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Luckfield, lucky 7s. Fair. Fair. Where are we? Kellen Blackwell. Harry Cap's a Nazi. I don't know. I think that by that you mean Steve Rogers, not Black Captain America. I think Steve Rogers has a lot of different possibilities. I think that we could see a Steve Rogers who's actually being controlled by Loki. I think we could see I'm not going to say Nazi Captain America because I don't think they're doing that, but Captain America who's actually controlled by Doom. And by that, I mean Steve Rogers. Maybe. We'll see. Frank Casamento for 5 gifted memberships. That's $25. Thank you, Frank. Shout out. Sabatiquez. I don't know if I said that right. For $10. I'm getting drunk for free. Watching a man do it for money online. What a time to be alive. LOL, this rules. Hey, not everybody wants to see me drink. I can say that for a fucking fact. I can say it for a fact. No doubt about that. Joey Metgay, keep you an ass, brother. I'll try. I'll do my best. Tommy Campari for $50. Ego boost. See, Tommy was one of the first super chats of the night, and I told him he should never look to me for like moral values, should never look up to me. I was never trying to start this channel for anybody to ever find inspiration for me, and I still maintain that to be reality. I'm completely and totally humbled and appreciative from everything that you guys have done today and for the last 7 years. I still maintain that no one should be inspired by me, and no one should look to me for their moral compass. There's better people in the world than me. That's what I think. But thank you, my man Tommy. Check him out on RK Outpost live on the membership streams. People love Tommy over there, and probably in general. PM5K Blast for 71 months. Congrats on 7 years, bro. Been a member the whole time because I respect your honesty. Thanks for always keeping it real. Also, artificial sweetener bad. Only if you have a fuck ton of it. Just for the record. Just for the record. Thanks, PM5K. You have been around forever, bro. 71 months. It's almost 6 years. Just got here. How many shots are you taking? incalculable. I'm sure some people will not like it. Build like Beardo for $5. Happy anniversary, Ryan. What's your favorite whiskey? My personal favorite is Maker's Mark. I don't like Maker's Mark. My easiest drinking, my go-to drinking is Bullet Bourbon. Honestly, I don't think it's my favorite. Like, obviously, it's really great shit. But in terms of like bang for your buck, I like Bullet Bourbon a lot. I like it. Disgraced Randolph. How was the train system before Europeans? Oh, right, non-existent. I wouldn't know. I have a lot of appreciation for European colonization. BMCCB for 20. Walmart sells something that relaxes your hair. Might be worth a shot. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We've got Sundowners Club for $50. Shout out Sundowners. What's up, man? Happy 7 years, buddy. Keep it up. I don't have a choice. This is it. This is what we do. Thank you, Sundowners. Shout out. Good to see you, man. Let's hope that House of the Dragon ends reasonably. Reasonably. Tiggs, bro, what is this narrative? I don't know, Tiggs. I don't know when you sent it. I don't know what I said. Dan Campbell. A lot of man talk from a guy who can't do 50 push-ups, plus 3 motivational ones. Let's go, Matt Damon. Show your manliness. 50 push-ups? Bro, if you think I can't do 50 military, like, counted push-ups, come on, Dan. Come on. 50? I should log into my fucking bullshit to see if I can find what my highest ranking PRT was. It was like 1 year where I really tried for everything. I was in pretty fucking good shape. But thank you, Dan. Funny Bunny Fortnite. Been around since the first EU video on G&G, 7 years of quality entertainment. That's the first video I made. I made a video for Geeks and Gamers about the expanded universe, and I don't think it was a very good video. I think it had to be edited a lot. However, that was, I think, the first video I made, period. When Jeremy was like, hey, you should do work with me. And I was like, all right, I'll talk about how the expanded universe is fucking better than this Disney dog shit. And yeah, I think that was the first video I ever made. Shout out. Johnny's. What's with all these beggars coming in here with their low self-esteem, inferiority complexes, looking for confrontation with Ryan? I'm not sure. You know, there's some people who are like, Ryan, I would really love to see you stream. And then they get mad when I stream. It's strange how it works. Now, I don't think that has anything to do with low like an inferiority complex, but it's weird how it works. I don't know. As if you didn't know what this stream would be. But thank you, Johnny's. Hold on. I got to prepare for this. Let me take a drink of water. PB Boo Boo Man for 20. Congrats to my ninja Ryan. Thank you, PB Boo Boo Man. Shout out for 20, PB Boo Boo Man, who's become a staple. A staple. Emilio for 20 gifted memberships. Crazy. crazy. That's $100 fucking from Emilio. My man Emilio. Shout out. We've got Epic Reader, member for 4 months. Congrats on 7 years. Thank you, Epic Reader. I appreciate it. 7 years is nuts. If you want to know about the origin of the channel and how it got started and Gary and Jeremy and everything, I would recommend rewinding to the beginning of the stream because it's a crazy story. Robert Hayes, congrats on 7 years. Thank you for your service to our country. What's your favorite sci-fi spaceship? Probably the stealth X-Wings that the Jedi use, the Jedi stealth X's, might be one of my favorites, personally. But I'm partial to New Jedi Order and Legacy of the Force, so that might be why. Sophie, I think I read this one already. Shout out Sophie. Jarek is grinding. What in life gets you to reach for the bottle the most? I attempt not to. I attempt to not reach for the bottle very often outside of the stream because look, we do a couple streams and you guys donate and I drink and that's awesome. And I think everyone who's watched the channel for any time period knows that that's how it works. So in between times, so in the meantime, in between time, you do your thing, I do mine. I'm sure some of you guys get that reference, but I try to not because I know that I'm gonna drink a couple like on streams and stuff like that, and certainly on anniversary streams, especially when there's some people that have like, you know, been crazy and shit like that, and I know that's gonna happen. But you know, I try not to reach for the bottle in life. I talked about this earlier. There are a lot of things in my life that I talk about every day and I complain about every day that are miserable in some way. However, I can't help but be grateful to everybody that watches this channel, to everybody that subscribes and has for 7 years in some cases. It's pretty crazy. You know, not a lot of channels last 7 years. So I appreciate all you guys that are here and all you guys that are staying. And I'm not going to pretend like my life is perfect. Sometimes I hate some shit, but I can't help but be very appreciative of all the people that have been here for all this time. Shout out to you guys. Jason Nelson, what do you think of Yelena being the new Black Widow? She's been the new Black Widow for like years now. I find her kind of annoying. I like Florence Pugh. I don't really like Yelena. H. Lupercal, congrats on 7. I discovered your channel through FNC a few years back. Stay for decent Star Wars knowledge. Decent, huh? You're going to be at Americon, Texas, August 30th. I will be. I got to book my flights, but I will be at Americon. I will be there. Don't watch the EFAP from today on Spider-Man or you never want to see it ever. Well, luckily for me, I already watched it and I enjoyed it. So thank you, Kalen. Robert Hayes for 199. Do you think Venom will come to the MCU? I don't know. They teased it years ago. I don't think they need to right now, personally. I think Spider-Man's strong enough they don't have to bring Venom in. Now it's known. Congrats. 7 years since being radicalized. Yeah, that was me. I was just radicalized by everyone. That was me. Johnny's Ryan, grow your hair like Asmongold. Ryan Gold TV. I don't think it can get that long without me cutting it. I think I'd have a problem with it, personally. You know. Happy 7th. Thanks for your level-headed takes and leveling rants. You're welcome, Harry Brownhole. It's my pleasure. Sabotic Swez, random thought. Hope you do more with R. Hills Hurt. Those fellas roll. So, quick aside for R. Hills Hurt. They are a channel on YouTube that talks about Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire and George R. R. Martin shit. They do it in one of the funniest ways I can possibly imagine. They also are very knowledgeable about the lore, yet they still do like funny shit. I highly recommend everyone subscribe to R. Hills Hurt. I will be doing more stuff with them at some point in time. I think, what was it, like the first or second episode? Obviously, I'm kind of traveling for Vegas and shit like that. But overall, I love those guys. Absolutely subscribe to them. Buster Nut Smash for $100. Buster Nut Smash. Thank you. Black Girls for Ryan tags. There ain't no Black Girls for Ryan. Well, like maybe one or two in existence, but in general, there's not. Black Girls for Ryan tags. Not a thing. Not a thing. What are we fucking talking about? Black Girls for Ryan. Rough Rudders. Ryan is a Cylon. Respect. Me? I don't know. Is that Battlestar Galactica? Ryan, how drunk are you? Ryan replied, yes, sir. I'm fairly inebriated. Taker. Ryan, did I ever tell you that Aaron Rodgers went to the same middle school in Oregon as my little sister? True story. Whitfield Middle School coachman. I don't know why you dox your sister like that, but I didn't know that. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. Never again volunteer yourself. Wow, that stands for Navy. See you in Vegas. Thank you, Rough Rudders, for $199. Justin Martin, damn Ryan, you're getting gay drunk. What do you think of Jeremy? I told you guys earlier, as retarded as you think some of the shit Jeremy says is, I told you this about, where are we? 2 hours and 27 minutes. I told you about, I don't know, an hour and 40 minutes ago that despite whatever you think about anybody, Gary and Jeremy were very instrumental in me becoming a YouTuber, period. And they were the ones who both within 10 minutes of each other encouraged me to start doing YouTube, which I did. Jeremy is the one who, for some reason, some random fucking thought that came through his mind, encouraged me to reach out to him and work with him. I don't know why. I don't think everything's worked out quite the same way as when he reached out to me, but took a massive chance. And I think overall it's worked out pretty well for him and for me, obviously. So yeah, I'm forever appreciative that Jeremy and Gary gave me that push initially, because I never, ever considered doing it. And still, pretty much every day, I think it's like, why would anyone listen to me? So thank you, Justin. I don't even know where I am. Megator for 10 pounds. Ryan, congrats on 7 years. May the 7 or the 1 bless you. What if the 7 caused the death of Breakspear for the mockery of Duncan's trial by fighting 3 men sworn to protect him? That might be the most evidence we have that the 7 are real, but you know the 7 aren't real, Megatar. You know the 7 aren't real. It's bullshit. The Septons are full of shit. They're trying to take down the Targaryens. We all know this. Buster Nut Smash for $100. Embarrassing stream for Ryan tax. Clearly, a lot of people feel that way. Even people that wanted to watch. Thank you. Stephen Daly, it's $100 fucking. Thank you, Buster Nut Smash. Stephen De Leon, trashed I am. Let's fucking go. Hope you're coming to Vegas, Stephen De Leon. Malty, ahoy. I'm the arbiter for getting women to tolerate you. They don't see what I see. Not a lot of women do. Even the ones that think a lot of women do. Not a lot of women do. So thank you, Malty. Prime David, I remember your first big break past 20K subs with the fuck Naughty Dog shit. And your old gym profile picture looked confused as fuck. I just lurk now, but want to say congrats. Thank you, Prime David. I remember you from way back in the day, Prime David. Did I look confused? My old gym profile picture? I don't think I look confused. But thank you. Um 19 Jace for 199 says 777777777. Thank you. Juan Gall. Man of the hour. The Outpost is RK. Happy 7 years, RK. What do you think got your black influence? You lived on or near a ghetto? Not really. I just think so where I grew up, there was a lot of Mexicans in Indiana, in that area of Indiana. So I wasn't like part of the black community. I'm just going to say, like, I think that the music called to me. I'm a part of the ghetto. The ghetto is a part of me. That's how it is, you know? MCU fan, congrats on 7 years. Here's to 7 more. 7 more? Might be dead by then. But thank you, MCU fan. Luna for $10. Yo, happy anniversary, 7 years. 7 years on YouTube. It's true. Jeronin. Common Ryan bust out to Everclear. JK, congrats, man. No, so I was worried. We basically finished this. And so we had some Captain Morgan. No, Bacardi. We had some Bacardi rum and Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero, because that is the one and only dark cola that I had in my fridge. That's why that happened that way. Just for the record. Just for the record. That's why it happened that way. I don't know why. I don't know how. I can't explain it, but hey. But I do think at this point we've probably gone long enough. I think at this point I'm probably slurring a lot. At this point I've probably had a lot to drink. At this point, we're probably all done celebrating 7 years of Ryan Kinel RK Outpost. Even the people said they wanted to watch. So we'll probably wrap it up here. Mike Oxlong. Not sure if you ever said what was the reason for getting out of the Navy. So for me, so the 11-year point, I basically would have had to commit to another decade. That would have meant seat time. That would have meant a bunch of shit. And for me, at that point, when I got out of the military, I didn't want to risk a bad sea tour. I got very lucky in my time with my sea duty and with my shore duty. And you know, for me, I was ready to move on to, it was a decision I made before YouTube. I was ready to move on to a nuclear, whether it was nuclear distribution, energy distribution in general. That's what I was ready to move on to. So, and I had a lot of training for that in the military, all that shit. I was ready to do that. I didn't want to do 10 more years before I got some fucking benefits and some bullshit. As it turned out, I just like YouTube more. And so I took the couple of years or couple months I had after I got out and when I needed to make a real decision. And I said, you know what? I think YouTube's a thing for me. And that's what happened. That's why. I could have made more outside of the military doing, shutdown reactor operator or training shutdown reactor operators, whatever it might be. But it was just a really advantageous position for where I was on YouTube at the time. That's where I am now. Chewbacca. My guys near Ricada level sloshed. Well, at least I haven't done a lot of those things. Don't put the Sonichu on, man. I don't have it. Happy 7 years, though. Thank you. Eric K. Mod for 5. Congrats on 7 years. Looking forward to seeing you in Vegas. Choose another 13 years of daily and sports wars and me giving my takes on how Karen sucks. Eric K., shout out. We'll always remember, you and I had a good game of golf in Vegas. The other people involved, not really. But you and I, we had a good game. We had a good game. All right. We've been going a long time. 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think based on what I see on Streamlabs, based on what I see on PayPal, I think... Oh, actually, hold on. From Larry for $20 on PayPal. I'm sorry if I missed this earlier. I just saw it now. Congrats on 7 years. Hope to meet you one day if you're ever in Texas. I will be in Texas a month from now in San Antonio with Gary, with Brandon Herrera at the Texas Veterans Association. That's where I'll be. Shout out. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. All right. I think that we're all wrapped up. Considering how long we've been going, considering I kept going so long because I wanted to make sure that people got to be a part of this. The people that were fucking upset that they weren't going to be able to watched it, It is what it is. Went for a while. So, Eric K. If my back did not give out, I would have given you a decent game of golf. I look forward to giving it to you a challenge next time. Eric, I'm going to be real. I haven't played golf in a long time. I haven't. Just because it's not super important to me. But I know I can always, at the snap of a finger, pick it up. But you and me were the only ones playing that day. You know that to be true. We'll see when the next time I really play is. But shout out Eric K. I want to refresh on Streamlabs. I want to refresh on PayPal just to make sure. Because I appreciate whenever, wherever people are donating. You know what I mean? I got that. All right, guys. From the bottom of my heart, like I said earlier, it's kind of crazy. This has gone 7 years, and I appreciate all you guys. And who knows when it'll end? Anytime's possible. For real. But I thought that my life was going a much different direction. And even though I can't pretend that my life is perfect, there are things that I'm incredibly humbled about and incredibly grateful for. And that is about all of you guys. So I truly do appreciate it. So the last thing that I will say on the chat is Decky, shipmate, congrats. Here's 7 more. Shout out, bro. And that is it. I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I do a real stream, not an anniversary stream. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.